From Christmas pizzas to elf donuts, we wanted to find out all the differences between fast food holiday menus in the US and the UK. This is Food Wars. Let's start with some McDonald's seasonal items. In the UK, we actually have quite a few of these. We're going to start with the Chicken Big Mac. They brought this into the UK menu like a year ago as a kind of temporary thing, and it was really popular. It is a Big Mac, but instead of the beef patties, you have chicken patties. So it goes bun, patty, lettuce, sauce, pickles, the middle bun, the patty, cheese, pickles, sauce, and lettuce. Obviously, like the ratio, I think, of the Big Mac has been perfected over the years, so they haven't messed with that too much. My only real complaint is that instead of like an actual piece of chicken breast, it's like a big, very flat chicken nugget. I also have some questions as to how festive this is and why it's on the festive menu. Obviously, the box is kind of like festive design. I mean, what is a chicken if not just a small turkey? Next up, we have the Big and Cheesy. Not the Big Cheesy, the Big and Cheesy. Look at that. And we also have the Big Cheesy with bacon. You have a beef patty, you have 2 slices of cheese, you have red onions, crispy onions, lettuce, and cheese sauce. I mean, I like cheese, I like onions, I like beef. It's also served in a bun which they describe as snowflake flour dusted, which I guess is maybe their attempt at making this actually festive and justifying its inclusion on the menu. The star of the show for me is actually the cheese sauce that they've added there. Personally, I'm a big fan. I think it's great. Adds a lovely like texture and really, I guess, slightly fake but very comforting cheesy flavor to the burger. In the UK at McDonald's, we usually have mozzarella sticks as kind of like a permanent menu item, but for Christmas they turn into these, the cheese melt dippers. These are camembert instead of mozzarella. They usually come with a tomato dip as well, although I think they forgot ours. We'll usually like go out of my way to try and find these around Christmas in the UK. As with pretty much anything that is made with fried cheese, they're much better eaten fresh and hot. Still a little bit gooey and very tasty. Camembert is such a lovely flavor. I think I consider brie cheese festive, strangely enough. Not usually camembert, although I think it's traditional to like have a cheese board around Christmas. So maybe camembert is included on that and we can allow it. The other hot food option we can get, but we didn't get today, is the McDonald's chicken combo. This includes 10 chicken selects, which are kind of like our chicken tenders, 20 chicken nuggets, 4 select dips, which are like fancier versions of the dip, and then 4 regular dips. It's designed to serve around 4 people. The next menu item is the first of a kind of themed batch. Basically what they've done is incorporate Galaxy chocolate into various McDonald's menu items. Galaxy, for those who don't know, is kind of the Mars Corporation's answer to dairy milk. There's a bit of a divide in the UK as to whether you're Galaxy or dairy milk when it comes to your milk chocolate. So this is the Galaxy caramel pie. So what they do is they take the apple pie shell, put some chocolate in that dough, fry it, and then instead of the applesauce, you have caramel sauce on the inside. I mean, I love McDonald's apple pies. They're so good. I don't really want to mess with the formula. I think for me, I still just want the apple pie. I don't think this beats an apple pie for me. Then we have a Galaxy Chocolate McFlurry. Again, it's just kind of a standard McFlurry, but with these actually very cute chocolate stars, which are made of Galaxy chocolate. In addition to the Galaxy chocolate options, they also have Galaxy caramel options. You can find these in the form of the McFlurry, but also in the form of a caramel latte and also a caramel hot chocolate. I'm also not sure why Galaxy or Galaxy caramel are festive. I guess like we eat a lot of chocolate around the holidays, but specifically Galaxy, yeah, not so sure.
I wish our McDonald's had as many holiday editions as the UK does, but we only have one, and it's the holiday pie. So it's like their regular pie crust and what looks like a bunch of rainbow sprinkles and some sort of creamy, maybe custardy filling. What's inside? Well, I don't think this will live up to the apple pie at all, actually. Just get the apple pie.
As always, Starbucks has gone big for the holidays. In the US, you can get a bunch of limited edition food and drink options. Let's start with the drinks. I love this job! We have so many hot and iced drinks, couldn't get them all. Here is a fantastic selection of said drinks. I'm just gonna start down here, y'all. The caramel brulee latte. Better than you think. In other holiday episodes, you've probably seen me really bah humbug a lot of these drinks, but maybe I'm getting older, maybe I'm getting kinder, or maybe this show has completely destroyed my palate. But either way, I kind of like that. Next up, the sugar cookie almond milk latte. Sugar cookie apparently is just a shorthand for sweet. This is pretty sweet. I'm kind of getting an almond flavor from it in the latte, but it really just tastes like a sweet latte. I don't dislike it, but just okay. Next up is the chestnut praline latte. We've been doing this for 3 years now. This might be the 4th, and I still am not quite clear on what a praline is. If you handed this to me, I'd be like, yeah, it's got a kind of a nutty latte taste to it. But I could also see this being just another almond latte. Yeah, these two are very, very similar. Unless you have a taste for chestnuts and praline or a chestnut praline, skip it. Gingerbread latte. Yeah, man. Very gingerbready, not to be confused with just ginger. Definitely generous with the bread part. What? Oh man, these lattes are hitting, boy. They are hitting. Gingerbread, oat milk, chai. I really like this. You're so good. The ginger, yes. The bread, yes. The oat milk, oh yeah. And the chai, oh the chai. Fantastic, that might be my favorite one. So of course you get this one iced. Ooh, iced, look, they even put the little nutmeg or whatever on top, or is it cinnamon? What is that? Do we know what that is? Yeah, hope that's supposed to be in there. No, not as good as this one. This, of course, is not the only holiday drinks at Starbucks. Depending where you are in the world, or where you are in California, or where you are in Burbank, California specifically, you can get any variety of these. The Oletto gingerbread oat milk latte, that's one with olive oil. I would suggest you avoid those. Iced sugar cookie latte, peppermint mocha, white chocolate mocha, peppermint mocha iced, also known as an iced peppermint mocha. Caramel brulee frappuccino, white chocolate mocha frappuccino, iced caramel brulee latte, chestnut praline frappuccino, peppermint mocha frappuccino, and an iced peppermint mocha.
Here are all the Starbucks exclusive holiday items that you'll find in the UK, but not the US. As usual, Starbucks has gone big for the holidays. A few of these are familiar ones that we might have covered in previous years, but there are a couple of new additions as well. We'll start with the hot drinks, where we have a couple of options which you'll only find around the holidays. Obviously, all of these are also served in the Starbucks holiday cup. But first we have an eggnog latte. This is one that we've had before in the UK. Eggnog, not super popular in the UK. I gather like not even that popular in the US. I think it's just like a few people are kind of holding onto it as a tradition. It's okay, it's like not offensive by any means. It's just like a sort of spiced, almost custardy, but just kind of just like a spiced milky latte. Doesn't taste of egg. Then we have a toffee nut latte, which is another returning drink. God. Every year, I get my hopes up about this one, thinking it's going to be good, because I like toffee, I like nuts, and then I take my first sip, and good God. If you've ever like been trying to toast hazelnuts, for example, and you've burned them, that's what this tastes like. It's just a very sweet latte that tastes like burned hazelnuts. Next up, we have the caramel waffle latte, which is another returner. Does it taste of waffle? Not really. I think they almost mean more like the stroopwafel that you might find in the Netherlands, rather than like a sort of breakfast waffle. But it doesn't really taste of either of those things. It just kind of tastes of caramel. So there's first 3 drinks we've had before, but we have 2 new drinks this year. Firstly, we have the Hazelnut Crunch Hot Chocolate. Okay. So there are like things floating in it, which I think at one point might have been crunchy. However, you don't have to be a genius to know that when you put crunchy things in liquid, they often soften. Maybe go back to the research and development until you can find a hydrophobic crunchy substance. And then our next new drink is the Chocolatey Gingerbread Latte. See how they've managed to marry these like 3 beverages? Not well, is the answer to that. It's mostly gingerbread with a kind of like that bitterness from the coffee. Also, just a quick note, if you have the Venti Eggnog Latte, that contains 52.8 grams of sugar, which is more than 100% of your daily recommended intake. Probably my last eggnog latte of the season.
And for the festive treats at Starbucks in the US, you can get, in no particular order, this peppermint brownie cake pop, the cranberry bliss bar, we got a slice. You can also get this in its whole tray in box form, and a sugar plum cheese Danish. You know, I'm curious about this cake pop. Yeah, that's nice. I like that. So good. I'm not getting like sugar pumped specifically out of it. But yeah, cheese Danish with a nice little jam in the center. Why not, right? Also, depending where you are in the country, you can get a snowman cookie or a gingerbread loaf.
This year, I think we might actually have more festive items than America, which is pretty cool. Doesn't happen often on Food Wars. We'll start with the sandwiches. Here we have a turkey and chicken sandwich. There's also bacon, some stuffing, some cranberry sauce, as well as some spinach in there. It seems a bit weird to combine very similar meats. I guess maybe people make like a turducken and all that sort of stuff, but I think just have one or the other. Just have like a good turkey sandwich. Next up, we have the holiday ham sub roll. Sub roll, submarine roll, because the bun is supposed to look slightly like a submarine. This one has honey roast ham, mature cheddar cheese, honey, and a mustard slaw with cranberry chutney and spinach. The default seems to be adding spinach and cranberry chutney to all of these to make them festive. I'm slightly more into the hot sandwich options. So here we have the pigs under blankets sandwich. Obviously in the UK we have pigs in blankets, which are sausages wrapped in bacon, rather than the American way, which is wrapping a sausage in some pastry. These aren't pigs in blankets because the sausages aren't wrapped. They are pigs under blankets because I think the bacon is added as a separate layer on top, although it's kind of hermetically sealed itself to the bread and I can't get it off. We've obviously got the sausages and the bacon here, but there's also some cheddar cheese, some stuffing, some cranberry sauce as well. It's gone a little bit dry now that it's cold, but I actually quite like that. I think the bread is good. It's like crunchy on the outside, but nice and chewy on the inside. The pork sausages have a good flavor. You could even go more generous with the mayo, and I think that's actually a pretty good festive sandwich. Next up, we have the brie and cranberry focaccia. I think this used to be called the cranberry focaccia, but they've changed it and just gone straight down the middle. Let people know what they're getting. It's a sandwich with some brie, the cranberry chutney, more spinach again. They must have like a surplus of spinach this year. And it's all served on this rosemary focaccia. The focaccia is really dry. That might be mitigated if you eat it in store and it's like freshly heated. But like the pigs under blankets roll still kind of held up, whereas that is quite difficult to eat when it's cold. So, and then the final hot option we have is the festive feast panini. Ta-da! Firstly, this is actually chicken. This isn't turkey. We have bacon. There's some stuffing. There's a turkey gravy on here, some cranberry sauce as well, and then it's all kind of melted together with some cheddar cheese. We love a panini in the UK. They're like really popular on cafe menus as a hot sandwich option. The fillings work pretty well together. Again, could probably stand to go for slightly more moisture. I think the theme has just been a bit dry so far. And then we have some sweet baked seasonal goods from Starbucks. I'm going to request a quick in memoriam section here, because for the first time in a few years of doing these, we don't have South Pole Sam. My son has vanished. I'm hoping it's a brief hiatus rather than a permanent goodbye. I hope he's good wherever he is, with North Pole Nat as well. Hope they're living off their dreams together. This one's for you, buddy. Starbucks does have quite a few baked good options here in the UK for Christmas. We have the Christmas tree brownie. Does what it says in the tin. It's a brownie in the shape of a Christmas tree. We have the caramel waffle muffin. This is what I was talking about when I said the caramel waffle latte, I think, was based on these. So this is what the Dutch would call a stroopwafel. It's these very thin, almost like biscuity layers with a layer of caramel inside. If you go to Amsterdam, get yourself some fresh stroopwafels. You'll have a good time. Then you also have some toffee icing, and then inside there's like some molten toffee in the middle as well. It's a pretty good muffin. This is the toffee nut cookie, or at least half of it. Then finally we have two cookie options. We have, of course, the classic Starbucks barista, but he's been given a holiday makeover. Domino's has brought back its Christmas pizza for 2023. The fact that they've brought this back does suggest that some people are actually buying it and that it's a commercial success for them, which I'm a little bit confused by because I don't think I've ever enjoyed this thing. Its official name is the Festive One, and it contains a cranberry drizzle, some bacon rashers, some pulled sage and onion turkey, onions, and sausage. Weirdly, the thing I probably object to the most is the red onion on here. The cranberry sauce I can almost kind of deal with. I don't remember exactly how I reacted to it last time, but it's very sweet. I will say I quite like the flavor of the turkey. You definitely get the sage and onion, which is like what we would typically include in stuffing in the UK. And the sausage and the bacon are just kind of there. I just think there's way better pizzas on the menu. The best thing I can say about it is that I think it looks quite pretty. What actually does kind of excite me on the Domino's menu though is their new seasonal dessert. These are their twisted chocolate cinnamon dough balls. I think basically what they do is just take their dough, twist it into these kind of like twisted dough ball shapes, bake it, and then top it with various seasonings. In this case, there's chocolate sauce and cinnamon sugar. I mean, I love dough balls, I love chocolate sauce, and I love cinnamon, so. I love the texture of dough balls. I love the crunch on the outside and the chew you get in the middle. I think if I were ordering a Domino's in the festive period and I wanted to feel festive, I would swerve the pizza and instead just get these.
When it comes to the holiday season, the US loves to add peppermint into pretty much everything, and Wendy's is no exception. So we have the Peppermint Frosty Cream Cold Brew and the actual Peppermint Frosty. I've never had Wendy's coffee before, so I'm very intrigued. I actually like the taste of the coffee. I just feel like there's very little flavor payoff from the Frosty that's added into the coffee. I'm mostly tasting coffee. Moving on, we're gonna try the actual Peppermint Frosty. It basically tastes like a less serious version of mint chocolate chip ice cream. So it just has like no chocolate chips and it's just the ice cream part. It's pretty good. It's not my favorite Frosty flavor I've ever tried, but it's like a fun holiday flavor.
KFC has also added a few new things to its Christmas menu in the UK this year. We'll start with this, the gravy triple bucket. It's one big sharing item. In here you get, bear with me, 6 pieces of original recipe chicken, 1 regular popcorn chicken, 8 hot wings, 6 mini fillets, 2 large gravy sides, 4 fries, and a drink. And then comes with instructions to let the gravy flow. The bucket's quite fun. Otherwise, they haven't made too much effort. They actually made a point this year of kind of addressing the demands for them to do turkey at Christmas, and just said that actually no, we do chicken, we're gonna stick to our guns, stick to what we know best. This whole thing will set you back around £28.99, which is quite a lot of money, although I think it's probably designed to be shared between like 4 or 5 people, so per person cost not too bad. We have 2 festive burger options, starting with this one, the Stuffing Tower Burger. So usually at UK KFC, we will have a Tower Burger on the menu. However, outside the festive period, this just means that they've added a hash brown into a regular chicken burger. For the festive period, however, the hash brown is gone, and it's been replaced by this, which is a sage and onion stuffing patty. I will say, looking at the color of this, that doesn't look like any sage and onion stuffing that I've ever had in my entire life. We have some cranberry sauce for some extra festive twang, and that's all layered on top of a pretty regular KFC chicken sandwich. So you have a cheesy chicken fillet, some lettuce, and some mayo. I do not think that a patty is the optimal delivery form for sage and onion stuffing. I say, bring back the hash browns. And the other option is the Stuffing Stacker Burger. So a Stacker Burger in the UK at KFC is basically just a double burger. As you can see, it's got 2 of these chicken fillets with the cheese. And once again, our old friend, the stuffing patty. I think for a chain that's clearly put some thought into their Christmas offerings in terms of, you know, the packaging and including things like cranberry sauce and stuffing, I think I'm disappointed with the end result.
KFC, of course, has a few festive menu items, nothing really in the chicken department. What they do have, and they do this every year, is a festive bucket for the chicken. It looks cool. I think they always do a good job with the design on this. You got a sentient bucket of chicken there with arms and legs. That's bizarre. If you see the drum playing itself with drumsticks, wah, wah, wah. And of course, the centerpiece is this really cool tree. I'm not complaining because look what's in the bucket. I want to say I would have liked to see them maybe introduce some sort of limited edition, I don't know, Christmas extra spicy, I don't know. Hey, I don't work at R&D for KFC, so I'm sure there's a reason they didn't do it. Money. The only like new menu item is this. It is the mac and cheese chicken wrap. Come on, it was already in every store. Let's just put it on the menu. Wraps, had them. Chicken, had it. Mac and cheese, had it. Put it together, new menu item. I mean, who am I kidding? That's great. It's their chicken, it's crispy, I love it. It's their mac and cheese, which is great. It's in a wrap, which I don't object to, really, so. Speaking of not holiday specific, at least I don't think, there's the Colonel's Homestyle Brownie. Yo, brownies. I mean, could this be on the menu all year round? Yeah, but just the holidays, fine. KFC always releases super cool merch from the holidays. I was giving a budget of up to $40, and the only thing that I could get that fell into the budget was this fun holiday bucket hat. Same idea as the bucket. You got a tree, you got a snowman, you got French fries, you got these guys making a snowman, and then you got what appears to be a snowman that is self-aware. I just don't like wearing hats, really. This is as far as down as I can get it. Both of my coworkers are laughing at me, so I can only assume I look great. Let's be honest, internet, let's get a poll going. Can I rock this look? Holiday stuff aside, is Joe a bucket hat guy? Where my bucket hat head's at in the comments, let me go. New look or put it in the trash?
Honestly, I think that merch looks kind of sick and I kind of want some. KFC, you know where to find me.
Here are all of our exclusive festive drinks from Dunkin'. So the first drink we have is the cookie butter cold brew. It has this stuff at the bottom that I think is the cookie butter syrup, but it's very dark. I mean, it's good, but like every other drink at Dunkin', it is very, very sweet. I do like that cookie butter syrup though, it's tasty. It tastes like a gingerbread cookie. This is an iced toasted white chocolate latte. It kind of tastes a little coconutty, but also a little buttery. It's very odd, I don't love it. Somebody out there will though. This is an iced peppermint mocha. I love peppermint mocha, so I'm hoping it's delicious. I never get them iced though. I think they taste better hot. Yeah, that's really good. I'm surprised that the peppermint syrup isn't as strong as other peppermint mochas I've had from other places because Dunkin' is like known for doing the most with the syrups and all the flavors, but this one's actually pretty mellow. This is the spiced cookie coffee, and I want it to be good. I love spiced cookies. I love gingerbread cookies. It's not bad. I think it needs some sort of creamy element to make it actually come together. This is that same spiced cookie coffee, except it's hot. I think it'll taste better this way. Yeah, I think I'm right. Next, we have a hot chocolate with peppermint. That has a weird aftertaste that I don't like. So this is a hot chocolate with the toasted white chocolate syrup. Same thing. What is going on with the Dunkin' hot chocolates? Why are they so oily tasting? This is the brown sugar cookie iced chai. This looks really good. I feel like this looks like a good color. This is the difference between like a coffee that's you know is gonna be bad and something that looks pretty good. This color theory only applies to Dunkin', by the way. I feel like if you go to Dunkin' a lot, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Delicious, 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 wonderful. It is a little overly sweet. I've just come to get used to that when it comes to Dunkin' anything, but this is really good. This is the exact same thing but hot, the brown sugar cookie chai. Whoa, no, iced, it's really delicious. This is the toasted white chocolate coconut cold brew. I'm not a huge fan of coconut. That's not bad. I do feel like with some of these drinks, the iced version is the way to go just because it helps it not be so sweet. This is the brown sugar cookie frozen coffee. I love all of the Dunkin' frozen coffees. I think they're so tasty and they're basically culottes. They just don't call it that anymore. This is so yummy. Next, we have the toasted white chocolate iced coffee. This looks like a pretty good color. Are we seeing the color theory? Are we seeing what I mean? So at Dunkin', if you get something with a swirl, that means it's a sweetened flavor additive versus the flavor shots, which are just the flavor with no added sugar. I kind of prefer those to the swirls just because you can overdo the swirls so easily and the whole thing just becomes too sweet, but this one is actually a pretty good balance. And last but not least, we have a peppermint mocha hot coffee. The cream that's in it isn't doing enough to make it like a creamy, full-bodied kind of beverage. It's too watery. I got it on my pants. Help! And here we have all of the festive food exclusives at Dunkin'. I'm gonna start with these loaded hash browns. They're calling my name. I'm a big fan of Dunkin' hash browns. So this is just their regular hash browns covered with jalapeno cheddar queso and some chopped up bacon bits. This smells amazing, and it's all congealed. Just give me a moment. I do wish that there was a better ratio of queso to actual hash browns. It's all a little bit dry. It's a little salty, but it tastes good to me. Like I could eat this whole thing in 5 minutes. Moving on, we have 2 wraps. One of these is chorizo and egg, and the other is chicken and roasted pepper. I'm not sure which is which, so let's taste them both. Let's start with this one, the one that's not a radioactive orange color. It's not bad. I think it's missing a bit of salt, but it's actually got a nice heat to it, which I wasn't expecting. I would order this. I'm assuming that this is the chorizo and egg, so let's taste it. Why it's so orange? Don't know. We dye everything in this country, okay? We dye all of our food. I feel like it's a little bland. I can't really taste much of anything besides the chorizo. This is the maple sugar snackin' bacon. Dunkin' is like the only place I've ever seen offer bacon like this, like just a little pack of to-go bacon. I assume it's gonna be sweet. Yeah, just tastes like sweet bacon. It's kind of like soggy. It's bacon. It's gonna taste good. And it does. I'm gonna eat one more piece. Next, we have the maple sugar bacon breakfast sandwich on a croissant. I really love getting Dunkin' sandwiches on a croissant. I think they toast them really well. Maybe this one's a little too well toasted. It's a little burnt. Oh, you guys, that's a little, oh no. I think after opening it, I don't want to take a bite of it. So let's just move on to the next thing. This is the ham and Swiss croissant stuffer. So what I think they did is just baked the ham and Swiss inside the croissant and then baked the croissant instead of just putting it into a croissant sandwich like this. I'm gonna go for the middle because I want the filling. That was such a deep bite and I didn't get a lick of that ham or that cheese. I just wanna, oh, it's like deli ham. I'm gonna taste the ham. I would never get it again, but it's fine. One thing we're missing is the triple chocolate muffin, which I ordered, but it didn't come, so I guess they ran out. It is a holiday exclusive at Dunkin' though.
Krispy Kreme is celebrating the 20th anniversary of the movie Elf with Elf donut collections. I love it. I love Elf. I just think this is just the best. Apparently, Will Ferrell held out for more money because he's not involved in this holiday branding. Fantastic movie. 20 years ago? Oh God, I'm so old. Anyway, let's take a look at the donuts. The Buddy Snow Globe donut, the Buddy Makes Breakfast donut, the Christmas Lights donut, and the Santa Belly donut. This is just so great. Isn't this great? It's great. So that's another Buddy one. And again, really smart, just the hat and the feet. Don't need Will Ferrell. The Santa Belly. This is probably a cream-filled one, right? Krispy Kreme is so good. I could eat this whole box while watching Elf, and the second it ends, being sad that Elf is over and sad that I ate 12 donuts will put me into a funk. Hey, Krispy Kreme! Fantastic. And of course, there are limited edition drinks at Krispy Kreme this holiday season. The main one is the sugar cookie latte, which you can get hot, iced, or frozen. And that, of course, is none of these. According to the DoorDash guy, this Krispy Kreme specifically did not have the sugar cookie stuff, so he subbed it with peppermint. Now, I looked online. I didn't see peppermint in the holiday specific section, but I didn't see peppermint in the non-holiday specific section either, so I'm gonna assume that this is, in fact, holiday specific. So we got a peppermint latte hottie boy. Oh, whoa! I do not like that, but look at my eyes. If you really love peppermint, you need to get this drink. I'm mainlining peppermint flavor right now. I can't believe that. I need to eat a candy cane to like bring me down from how much peppermint is in this. Good Lord. How is it iced? That can't be right. Krispy Kreme just went, forget it. We're targeting the most specific audience with these drinks. People where things can't be pepperminty enough. Your prayers have been answered. You probably have noticed Ghirardelli is a very popular fancy chocolate brand. Well, they have their own Ghirardelli hot chocolate. Could be Ghirardelli. There's an H, that's Ghirardelli. Wow. This might be one of the best hot chocolates I've ever had. It is so smooth. It is rich, but not too rich. This is way better than any other hot chocolate I've had. Certainly anything you get at a chain restaurant, a fast food restaurant. Krispy Kreme, I gotta say, you get the W this season.
Beyond the fast food restaurants, we also have a bunch of items that you'll find in supermarkets in the UK around the holidays. The giant Lindor ball is back. This thing is great, but also is always a recipe for disappointment because no matter how many times I see it, I always think it's going to be a giant chocolate ball, and it never is. How many Lindor do you think you actually get in one of these? Ooh, actually that's reasonably generous, Lindor. I like that they've even shaped the ball like a little Lindor with those little indentations. Next up we have a festive edition Toblerone. This is the orange twist flavor. I don't know if these are as big a thing in the US as they are in the UK, but people do love them over here in the UK. It's usually something that I might receive maybe as a gift, or I will occasionally buy in like an airport duty-free lounge. I'm not like a huge orange chocolate guy, but honestly, this is really good. Gentle orangey flavor with the Toblerone texture. Thumbs up from me. Cadbury usually comes up big for the holidays. We've got a couple of items here, including this lovely chocolate Santa, which unfortunately is hollow. But you can also buy Christmas tree decorations from Cadbury's. It's a bag full of little edible ornaments. Do not eat the foil or the string, but within there is some milk chocolate.
Oreo also has their own house. This is their pre-built cookie house, which is made of their cookies. But we're gonna start by tasting some of their other holiday stuff, like the snowballs. They're like a chocolate filled with an Oreo filling. Hold on, these look underfilled. Awful. It doesn't taste anything like Oreos to me. Moving on to the actual cookies, we have the classic holiday Oreos that just have the red filling. And then we have hot cocoa Oreos, which I've never tried before. Oreo's always trying the weirdest flavor combinations to me. Do you remember that they did like a Swedish fish Oreo? Oh, look at those 2 layers in there. I think that's a fun little touch. Like all other Oreos, all the cream goes to one side. It's a better concept to me than it is in actual cookie form. Now these, I know and I love. What the hell? The serving size for Oreos is 2. In my brain, I'm gonna believe that this was colored with beet juice and not red dye 40. I scrape all of the creme off like that, and then I eat the 2 cookies together. They booed Jesus too. Moving on, we have the white fudge covered Oreo. So it's a regular Oreo covered in this white fudge. I've had these before and they're actually really, really good. I think it's time to build our Oreo cookie house. So it comes with a couple of packs of plain Oreos for you to decorate with. So I think that this icing is actually flavored just like the Oreo filling. These little, I think they're like gummy stars. Look at these little gingerbread men in there. And then we have a couple of tubes of red and green icing for you to decorate with too. And then we have the actual cookie house. Oh no! Our roof caved in a bit, but it's okay. I think I can fix it with some icing. Oh no. It turns out that the icing in these like cookie gingerbread house making kits still sucks. Skill level 1, really easy. It's not true. The doorknob is ginormous compared to the door. This is the hardest thing I've ever done in my life. They're already all broken. Oh my God, these stars are hard as rocks. Stop zooming in on the house. Stop zooming in on the house. And here are all of the exclusive holiday Hershey's chocolates that I could find. So first we have these bells that are peppermint bark. It's like a white chocolate on top and then a milk chocolate on the bottom. That is so good. These little sprinkles that it has all throughout adds a really, really nice texture. These are the mint truffle kisses. So they have like this mint filling inside of them that is green. That will skip. And these are the candy cane kisses, which are also peppermint flavored, and they have those little sprinkles running throughout, so I'm sure they taste similar to the bells. These are the cherry cordial kisses. On the outside, it looks like a regular chocolate kiss, but it's supposed to have that cherry cordial filling. Oh, medicine-y. So these are the sugar cookie kisses. That's so good. It tastes like cake batter in a good way. We have the hot cocoa kisses, which are really cute. So it's milk chocolate with marshmallow flavored creme. I know how weird it sounds to say this as I'm eating chocolate candy, but it's literally just too sweet for me. We also have the Hershey's Kisses that are cookies and cream, which is basically like what their cookies and cream bars taste like, which is amazing. Calories per pieces gives you 7. You can have 7 kisses and it's only 150 calories. Tastes just like the Hershey bar. It's amazing. So these are a little different. These are Hershey's Hugs, and this is a milk chocolate hugged by white creme. I don't know what that means, and I also don't really want to taste them because they look kind of boring. While I was shopping for these, I also saw these really, really cute holiday bars. So they basically have Build a Santa or Build a Snowman. You break the bar apart and kind of put all the pieces together like a puzzle to make one of these. This is so cute and fun.
Reese's, of course, have their own festive shapes, I guess. Starting down here, you can get the Reese's Peanut Butter Trees, chocolate and peanut butter, obviously. You can also get white trees, white chocolate and peanut butter. This never looks like the shape, right? Yeah. Okay. Closer than they normally are, for sure. The Reese's Snowman, get a load of that. And the big boy, the chocolate Santa. How many servings do you think is in here? 15. Do 14 of my coworkers want to meet up and share this? Ugh. Oh man, it's like dry inside. Didn't you think it'd be creamier? No. Reese's has carefully, meticulously perfected the chocolate and peanut butter ratio in its peanut butter cup. It's all off here. Also, not available at the Target by my house, you can get Reese's Nutcrackers and Reese's Bells.
Here we have some After Eights. Now, I'm not sure if these are a thing in America or not. There was like an aggressive marketing campaign, probably back in like the 60s or 70s, when they really became like the thing to give to your dinner party guests at the end of a meal. It's a lot of packaging. It feels like you're playing Pass the Parcel. And the chocolates themselves are dark chocolate with like a fondant mint in the middle. I mean, these are excellent, don't get me wrong. Polling the crew. Would it be weird to eat like a whole box of these as like a evening snack, just to yourself?
Yes. Why is that? That's not...
Thank you. I had a bunch of my friends were like, yeah, I will just buy like a box of After Eights and just like work through them by myself. They do the classic one, and you can also get like a selection box as well. It's a bit of a one-track selection box. It's just various combinations of mint and chocolate. We're sticking on the theme of mint chocolate for a little bit here, because obviously we have the Terry's Chocolate Orange in the UK. We've talked about this in previous Christmas episodes, but they've also released a mint ball. You know, I'm something of an elf myself. They used to have a slogan which was, "Don't tap it, whack it." Ta-da! Even compared to an After Eight, that's like quite aggressively minty. We've talked about Quality Street in previous episodes before, but in the UK we have selection boxes around Christmas where you get a box that contains a bunch of miniature individually wrapped chocolates. Quality Street is one of the more popular brands of these. This one is inspired by the purple one, which is one of the selection box chocolates you can get. It's milk chocolate shell with some liquid caramel and a hazelnut in it. And then this one is a Collisions bar, which is where they've taken basically the purple one bar, but then collided it with the green one from the Quality Street box.
And we have even more holiday themed treats. These are all from Little Debbie's. So we have gingerbread men, we have brownies, we have cakes, we have more brownies, and Nutty Buddies. So it's a wafer bar with peanut butter, and it looks like it has some sort of like white coating on the outside. It kind of reminds me of a Butterfinger, except less good because Butterfinger has chocolate. We also have the Christmas tree cakes. These are chocolate. These are like the classic ones. I grew up eating these all the time. We have a couple of brownies. So this is the Christmas tree brownie, and this is the snowflake brownie. They're iced brownies, which I feel like they're not that common. And last but not least, we have the gingerbread soft cookies. These are cute little frosted gingerbread cookies. They're really good, in my opinion. I know that gingerbread cookies can be a little divisive.
Percy Pig is a bit of an icon in the UK. It's a sweet that is created by Marks and Spencer, which is like an upmarket grocery chain in the UK. But I think the cult following of Percy Pig kind of extends beyond the just regular Marks and Spencer's clientele. It's hard to exactly describe the type of sweet that a Percy Pig is. I'd say maybe like a gummy candy. And they've released a seasonal version, which is Merry Percymas, which is effectively just a Percy Pig, but with a Santa hat on. But also these are vegan, which is really impressive because like usually to get that kind of chew, you need some kind of animal gelatin. I love these things. I could quite happily sit here and eat a whole bag of Percy Pigs. Beyond that, we also have Marks & Spencer's Festive Helpers, which I think is like Percy and Friends, as well as Colin the Caterpillar candy canes. Colin the Caterpillar has been somewhat of a divisive figure in the UK recently. They found Colin's old tweets. We have caterpillar cakes as quite a common thing, like for kids' birthday parties. Marks & Spencer's managed to trademark the name Colin the Caterpillar, and then we're kind of trying to extend that to any supermarket that was naming a caterpillar cake, anything that began with a C, including chains like Aldi, who I think had Cuthbert the Caterpillar, and they've been involved in a lengthy, very public legal battle over it. Next up, we have Sainsbury's Elf Munch Mix cereal. It's a tasty mix of strawberry-flavored Elf Hoops, Choco Pops, mini cornflakes, and festive stars.
And you can also get cracker/chips/crisps type snacks for the holidays. So many to choose from. So here we got the goldfish holiday shapes, but the cheddar flavor, fantastic, the best flavor. You can also get another elf-themed pack, which is the Goldfish Elf Maple Syrup Graham Crackers. We also have the Ritz Fudge-Covered Limited Edition Ritz Crackers. Cheetos also got in the mix this year with their Snowflake White Cheddar and the Cheetos Popcorn, which is two flavors together in one thing. Apparently that's holiday. Oh my God, I've been eating Goldfish crackers nonstop for 2 weeks because I like them, and my wife thought she was ordering like a reasonable amount from Costco. And I'm getting like the box has like 3 bags in it.
Now Walkers have released 3 limited edition festive flavors in what I believe to be varying degrees of quality or maybe sanity. We'll start with this one, which is Pigs in Blankets Crisps. Literally just smoky bacon. Next up, we have a festive turkey flavor. I think I'm tasting like rosemary. I'm getting like herbs from this. Then I've saved the best for last. Here we have Christmas pudding flavor crisps. Christmas pudding in the UK, for the American viewers, is usually like simmered fruits, which are then kind of like molded together. I don't really like Christmas pudding anyway. I just don't want to eat raisins in crisp form. Oh, no. All of these are suitable for vegetarians, even the pigs in blankets and the turkey. While we're on the subject of festive items, Greggs also is a place that pushes the boat out around the holidays in the UK. For those who don't know, Greggs is a beloved bakery chain. It started in the north of the UK, but now has kind of made its way across the whole country. It's very affordable, things are cooked hot and fresh, and it's just very tasty as well. They have a pretty decent range of festive items, and we've got pretty much all of them here. We'll start down this way with the festive bake. Bakes might be what Greggs is best known for. In the UK, a bake is puff pastry, which is then filled with some kind of filling. In this case, it's a festive filling, which I think is a combination of things like turkey, gravy, cranberry sauce, and maybe some stuffing as well. Man, I love Greggs. Moving on, Greggs has a Christmas lunch baguette. There's like cranberry sauce, some onions in there, the turkey, the stuffing, and in this one we have bacon. And then we also have a vegan option with some gravy and some cranberry sauce. It's okay, it's very dry. Being a bakery, Greggs obviously has some sweet options as well, starting with this one, the festive bun. I have some issues with the naming of this because this is not a bun, this is a cupcake. It's pretty good. It's a nice moist cupcake. It wouldn't be a Christmas episode unless I was mentioning mince pies, and Greggs does a mince pie. We've had this discussion on Food Wars Christmas specials a lot before, but a mince pie in the UK is not made with mincemeat. It is confusing. Some people actually claim that the original versions of this did contain meat, so that might be where the name came from, but it might just be one of those weird British naming conventions. Somewhat controversially, I don't really like mince pies. A lot of Brits love them. I never really got on with cooked fruit, to be honest. Next up, we have this Christmas tree biscuit, which is very cute. I think it's gingerbread. It is gingerbread. It's pretty festive. And then finally, we have a Christmas cake slice. This is kind of similar to a Christmas pudding in that it's got lots of cooked fruit in it, but as the name suggests, it's more of a cake rather than a pudding. It also typically comes with this very thick layer of icing on the top. When I was a little kid, I didn't really eat the cake itself, but I would go and peel bits of icing off the top, much to the chagrin of my grandparents.
This is the Sprite Winter Spiced Cranberry. It's their special holiday flavor, which I think is just Sprite mixed with a cranberry flavor. Can I say I don't love Sprite? I feel like growing up, you were a Sprite kid or a Coca-Cola kid. It's actually really good. It basically just tastes like a fruitier version of Sprite. Literally like a berry Sprite. She's beautiful. Happy holidays.
From myself and the rest of the Food Wars team, Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, and we'll look forward to seeing you next year. Please leave us a like and a subscription as a very special present for me.